the act itself.
They say, come, Neota, you don't, if you are trying to delve into that, the truth of the matter is that this president had dealt with the injustice that had traveled for far too long, for a quarter of a century in our land. And in so doing, the opposition found themselves in quandary.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, because, I mean, you alluded to some different comments in different places, but for those who think that, look, beyond it being the political masterstroke, which you say it is, what if as some argue, that it really wanted to honor him and deepen our democracy and then ensure that he's remembered, that's late Chief MK, for what he stands for? Why not name a national monument after him? Because after 4 or 5 years, people may not remember that this happened. But if you name a monument, something it will connote a lot more weight, since, according to you, the political kahunas is there. Why not do this as well?
See, Chamberlain, let me draw a parallel with what happened in the U.S. You remember, I mean, the civil rights movement in the U.S., about black seeking emancipation in the U.S. and all those things. And then December 1, 1955, a seamstress, a black seamstress from Montgomery, Alabama, by name Rosa Parks, refused to give up her space in a bus for a white man. And it snowballed into arrest and a lot of other things. And then you had a President J.F. Kennedy who wanted to put a bill for civil rights bill there, and he died in the process. And his deputy who took over, Lyndon Johnson, finished up the bill and put it. And that gave the impetus for people like Martin Luther King to continue their activism, for civil rights in this. Now, 1969, Martin Luther King was killed. Ever since, Americans had, hoped with bated breath.
So what's the connection?
Let me just wait. Waited breath for Martin Luther King to be, celebrated. It was not until January 13, by presidential order, Obama said every January 16, it should be Martin Luther King Day, and it should be an holiday, celebrated every day, every January 16. Now listen, you did not see or read afterwards in the U.S. space, in the U.S. Senate, people say, yeah.
So connected to this.
Not just wait. And people say, yeah, okay, Obama, go one step further and ensure that all the compensation for Martin Luther King, all this while, that they are paid. Do you understand? You don't read that. So a president had come to, courageously, undo the injustice that had been done in the past. Just government is a continuum. Somebody has started something.
Yeah, so
do you understand?
So you don't think you should name any monument after him?
Those things will follow. We are the first thing. Those things will follow. We cannot expect that everything about the injustice of the past, as a result of it, must just be done immediately. No, all these things take time. Those things will follow. Thank you.
Mr. Osuntokun, listening to some of the arguments, for those who think that he should be declared president, he should be named as president because he won the elections, as many say clearly. And then there's also a legal perspective where some people think, well, they're not exactly sure, as the National Assembly is suggesting that they should announce those results. Are those things really necessary since this day has already been declared as Democracy Day? Not at all.
Not at all. Again, you see, that is trivializing. What June 12 represents transcends legality or constitutionalism or even political differences. Look, this is what I was saying. This idea of reducing it to one thing or the other. Okay, even if you are saying that, okay, you don't have any legal instrument to support it, you don't have a constitutional instrument to support it, that if you want to amend the Constitution of Nigeria today to support what the president has done, you will not have any problem. It has the legitimacy by itself. It stands on its own merit. It's not something that requires you to give some that this. There's nobody. I don't see any objective Nigeria who will say that what the president has done is not merited. I've never seen anybody making that argument, and I'm sure nobody can make it. So all these things of saying that, that's why I was, look, don't trivialize it, don't reduce it to spite, to malice.
But it can be commended.
To division. Yeah, sure. I mean, it should be. That is, commend it and then move on from there. Without saying that somebody didn't do something, this one did something, opposition, you are hitting the head of your opponent. And so, no.
But is that not what they do in politics?
Well, I mean, that is, you are just demystifying, you are taking away from what that thing represented itself. I mean, it's something that it's a unifying, June 12 was a unifying symbol. Abiola won in Kano and Northwest in the home of his opponent. So it is not an occasion for you to drive wedge between people. It's not an occasion for you to be recalling malice or somebody did that or said that.
Okay, we'll take a look at what other people have said when we come back in a moment. Don't go away.